These are the main difference between the old and the new Snow White movie. In the new Snow White movie, Snow White's name has a different meaning. In the old story, she was called Snow White because her skin was white as snow. When Disney first made the movie in 1937, they kept that idea. But now, in the new movie, Snow White is played by Rachel Zegler. Some people didn't like that change, but the movie explained her name in a new way. She's called Snow White because she was born during a big snowy storm, who has a Polish and Colombian background. This lets the new actress show her own special version of the character. In the old Snow White movie, Snow White falls in love with a prince, but he doesn't do much in the story except wake her up at the end. He doesn't even have a clear name. But in the new Snow White movie, the prince is gone, and instead there's a new character named Jonathan. Jonathan is played by Burnap, and is a sneaky but charming guy who Snow White meets when he's stealing food from the cattle. At first, he seems like just a thief, but then he's actually an actor trying to survive in the woods with his friends. Jonathan helps Snow White with a lot more than the old prince did, and they spend more time together, making their love story feel more real. Snow White. In the old Snow White movie, the dwarfs were just friendly miners who took care of Snow White because she was kind. We didn't know much about their past. The dwarves are special and a magical group that can live for a very long time without getting old. They also have a cool power. They can make life from inside their bodies and send it through rocks to find shiny jewels. This helps them while they dig in their minds. Even though their power isn't a big part of the story, it explains why they hide in the woods and don't trust humans. In both Snow White movies, the evil queen is very jealous of Snow White because she thinks Snow White is becoming more beautiful than her. The queen calls herself the fairest in the land, and that's why she's so mean to Snow White. But in the new Snow White movie, things are a little different. Snow White isn't just pretty. She's also kind at bringing people together. This makes her a better ruler than the evil queen and makes the queen even angrier. The magic mirror keeps telling the queen that Snow is the fairest in the land, which makes the queen even more jealous and upset. In the old Snow White movie, Dopey was super silly and funny, but he didn't talk at all. Even without speaking, lots of people loved him because he was so sweet and tried so hard to help Snow White. The new movie, Dopey is still silly and kind, but this time he can actually talk. This helps people understand him better and makes his character even more special. In the old Snow White movie, Snow White's dad wasn't shown much, but in the new movie, we learn more about him. King sings a song at the beginning called Good Things Grow, where we find out that he was very sad after his wife passed away. He married the evil queen, but she tricked him into going away on a dangerous mission, and he got lost. Snow White hopes her dad is still alive, but the evil queen tells her he's really gone. This movie confirmed a fan theory that the evil queen might have killed the king to take over his place and be in charge. In the new White Snow movie, there are some new songs instead of just using the old ones. Since Rachel Zegler is great at singing, she sings some of the familiar songs from the first movie, like Hey Ho and Whistle While You Work, but they added extra fun parts to show more about the dwarves. Some old songs, like I'm Wishing, are replaced with new ones, like Waiting on a Wish, to show Snow White being more independent. The evil queen even gets her own song, and there are more songs about Snow White and Jonathan falling in love. This makes the movie feel more like a big musical.